Tomorrow's meeting of the Royal Spanish Football Federation's Board of Directors could quietly become one of those small moments that bend a sport's future. It looks like an ordinary administrative session on the calendar, but the subject on the agenda carries cultural weight, commercial value, and sporting consequence. Javier Tebas, LaLiga's president, has spent years talking about exporting official league fixtures beyond Spain. Miami keeps popping up in those conversations, a place of sunshine, big events, and stadiums used to global spectacles. And the idea has moved from a far-off notion into repeated plans discussed in executive rooms. The essence of the meeting is simple. Will the Federation allow an official La Liga match to take place outside national borders, or will it keep the league's competitive heartbeat firmly at home? The contrary plan under consideration is precise and dramatic. Mundo Deportivo reports that RFEF directors will deliberate whether Villarreal should face Barcelona as an official La Liga fixture on December the 20th, 2025 at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. This matters because it's not a friendly or a pre-season exhibition. This would be a game that carries points, affects the standings, and changes the course of a season. Imagine the visual. Fans draped in Barcelona scarves in a stadium used to American football. The sharp crack of a shot echoing beneath palm trees. The buzz of an international crowd where normally local chants reign. That image is vivid and exciting for marketers and supporters alike. But it is also the start of a chain of formal steps that must be taken to make the idea lawful and legitimate. Making that image real requires moving through a fixed regulatory route. FIFA's international match regulations, specifically Article 11, Section 2, lay out the rules. First, the two clubs involved must agree to play the fixture abroad. Once both clubs sign off, the national federation, in this case the RFEF, must notify UEFA. If the RFEF approves the proposal at tomorrow's meeting, UEFA would then need to grant approval by November 30th. Which is 21 days before the scheduled match. Only after UEFA grants its permission could the request then proceed to the regional authorities, CONCACAF and the United States Soccer Federation, for final regional clearance. FIFA would be informed of the process along the way, but its direct authorization is not required if all those procedural steps are properly followed. The stakes in succeeding at each checkpoint are immediate and historic. If everybody in the chain, both clubs, the RFEF, UEFA, CONCACAF and the USSF agrees, it would mark the first time Barcelona take part in an official La Liga fixture on American soil. Barcelona have made regular trips to the United States for pre-season tours and high-profile friendlies, turning up the glamour, selling jerseys and creating spectacle. Converting that pattern into a match that counts for the table would be a step change. The club would no longer simply visit as an exhibitionist act of brand building, it would compete there for meaningful results. For La Liga, the move would be a bold experiment in international expansion and a signal that domestic competition can be staged beyond traditional borders. The benefits on paper are obvious. Expanded television audiences in the Americas, richer sponsorship deals anchored to a marquee event, higher merchandise sales, fuller stadiums, and a deeper, more permanent US fan community that experiences official competition, rather than periodic exhibitions. Local businesses in Miami, hotels, restaurants, and transport services might also capture economic uplift from tens of thousands of visiting supporters. Yet practical concerns are real and deserve attention. Long flights and the physical toll of travel can affect player recovery and match readiness. Shifting a home fixture overseas could upset supporters in Spain who feel they are losing a piece of their calendar. And the precedent could force leagues everywhere to debate where a home game truly belongs. Tomorrow's vote is therefore more than a procedural checkmark. It is a choice about identity, priorities, and precedent. If the RFEF says yes, the Federation will trigger the formal notification to UEFA and begin the countdown toward the November 30th approval deadline. Then move on to CONCACAF and the United States Soccer Federation for regional clearance. If the RFEF says no, the idea will be parked and likely revisited in revised forms. Either outcome will reveal how far Spanish football's leaders are willing to go in rewriting parts of its calendar in the name of growth, and whether Miami and stadiums like Hard Rock will soon host official La Liga competition rather than friendly exhibitions. The football world will be watching. Now.